My message is there are giant, huge problems, and they are related to energy. It's that the world needs more energy and better energy. We need energy that's going to lift people out of poverty, that's going to extend their lives. We do want cleaner airs in our cities. We want more energy and better energy. And there's so much room for improvement in doing that, so much room for improvement. We should see nuclear. We got to get over it. Nuclear has been killed, unlike our industry, because of irrational fear. Look at the data on nuclear energy. It's energy dense, it's dispatchable, its safety record's actually fantastic. We want to see more nuclear energy. There's next generation geothermal, mining the heat from underground. That's awesome. It's not economically competitive there, but it's got some prospects to play a role in stuff. Solar, yeah, it can be remote, off-grid in Africa. Now, we can't get energy density or storage out of it to really lift people out of poverty, but charging a cell phone or providing a light at night, that's a plus. So, as I say, I never speak critiquing other energy sources to defend us. Honestly, the risk to our industry as being the way to power the world is just almost non-existent. I'll end with some numbers on that. So when the climate movement really kicked off in the Rio conference in 1992, the world got a little more than 86% of its total energy from fossil fuels, which is oil, gas, coal. 30 years, trillions of dollars of subsidies, countless mandates, requirements, everything in 30 years. We went from a little over 86% of global energy all the way down to a little over 83% of global energy. And record high demand for oil right now, record high demand for natural gas, record high demand for coal. And it isn't because we've suppressed, the public or forced these things upon it. It's just the advantages of hydrocarbons are just compelling. It's hundreds of millions of years of stored solar energy in an accessible, dense packet that we can transport, hold, we can use it to make materials, we can use it to liberate energy, we can combine it in chemistry to do so many other things. I mean, they're just absolutely freaking remarkable molecules that if they didn't exist, we'd have to invent them. And with a personal note, look, as I said, that when mania, when I was a kid, was we were running out of everything. I went to MIT. I was a Denver, Colorado kid, outdoor kid. Why did I want to go to Boston, Massachusetts? And I hated the Boston Celtics. But I went there because they had these 2 tokamak reactors, which are basically donuts with badass magnets on them that look to be the most promising way to develop fusion power, which is what powers the sun and all the stars. I wanted to be part of the energy future. I worked in solar energy a few years later in graduate school at UC Berkeley, and geothermal a few years after, and again today. I'm also getting back into nuclear. I love energy. Energy matters just massively, because everything we do, if you go to a different country, the quality of the life, the kinds of industries that are there, the way they live, it's just intimately tied to how do they get energy, how affordable is it, how is it distributed and transported? It's the palette that gives you your choices of life possibilities. Who can be against that? Everyone wants more and better energy out there. But to do that, we've got to be honest and sober about the trade-offs. This industry, and certainly you could tell your kids, this industry quite likely will supply the vast majority of the world's energy, certainly when I die, and probably several generations into the future. That's not necessarily a wish. I really want to see nuclear come on and be big, but that takes time. And you can't make nitrogen fertilizer out of nuclear power. You can't make plastics out of it. You can't make these materials. We just have so many irreplaceable things our industry does that it will be generations until we find ways to replace and do those things. But going in the wrong direction, political, fear-driven policies is not productive. So what I'm for, what I hope this room, I think, stands for is honest energy, honest evaluation of trade-offs to make our world a better place, focused on the only goal that should really matter. How do we better human lives? Thank you for what you do. God bless the AAPL and for what you do to make the world a better place.